Hi guys, I hope you're all ready to tackle on the first ever 70.3 in Durban. This video is coming all the way from Boulder, Colorado. I'm going to give you a few tips on how to GU'd as a beginner, just like I GU'd in my first ever races. Here are a few flavors in front of me that I have that I love. You guys might like different flavors, but these are my favorite flavors to use when I'm racing. So first things first, a few days before the race, I'd say 3 days before the race, I always like sipping an electrolyte drink. Something like these tabs, I like sipping these 3 days before the race, maybe 2 or 3 a day, just in a water bottle, just to keep hydrated, especially for a place like Durban where it's quite hot, it's quite humid. So just to keep you hydrated and topped up the levels. So the day before the race, I like to sip on GU'd Octane, my favorite drink, and just sip throughout the day in one of these bottles, just to get the glycogen stores up, the carbohydrate levels, as you all call it, and then let's say the morning of the race day, 2 hours before the start, I'll have an easy to digest breakfast, and then I'll start sipping on a GU'd Octane again. That's about 1 to 2 hours before the race. You don't want to be feeling like too bloated or too uncomfortable, so just small sips when you're checking your bike in, looking at your transition bags. Okay, so before the race, I like to get down a Octane gel 15 minutes before, followed by a last sip of Octane before the gun goes off. That's worked for me. You guys might have tried different things in training, but this has worked for me, and I've really enjoyed it, and I've been successful doing it. So on the bike, I would, for Durban, it's hot, it's humid, I would try and get a bottle and a half to 2 bottles of these an hour. Something like Durban, you're going to be sweating a lot. It's very similar conditions to Kona. I've never raced there, I've only trained there, but I know it's really, really warm, and I found sweating, I sweated a lot when I was training there. So I'd get about one and a half of these to 2 of these an hour. My favorites is GU'd Octane again. This gets my calories in, most of my calories. I would aim to try and get half of the calories you burn an hour to replace half of that. So I would get 250, 300 calories of GU'd Octane in an hour, and I like to take a packet of chomps an hour. So that gets me around about 420, 440 calories. If I burn 800, 850, I like to get in half of that. You could swap it around. You could have something like the GU'd electrolyte brew. You could have this. This got a little bit less calories, 100 calories. Then you could probably do a packet of chomps and 1 gel. It's totally up to you. You know what you've done in training, so don't try to change too much up right now. Keep it simple, and if you feel uncomfortable, when you're racing or bloated, just slow it down a little bit. Let the stomach do what it's got to do, and then carry on after that. For the run, I always leave transition. I always think it's a good idea to, in transition, in your T2 bags, is have a bottle of electrolyte, whether it's Octane, whether it's GU'd Brew electrolyte, just to keep hydrated throughout the race. There's no harm just leaving in your bag. If you don't want the drink, you don't need to take it, but just have it there just in case. For the run, I always take Roctane, my favorite. My favorite flavors when it's warm, so strawberry, kiwi, lemonade, pineapple. I love those flavors. I always take take one every 30 minutes, and then GU's on course, so on the bike and the run. So at the aid stations you have GU electrolytes, I believe. So try and get that down. If you need to take some water, take water. Just keep hydrated. Stay patient. Be smart and stick to your strategy. You know, don't let anything else worry you in the race. It's your race. Just be smart, and it will all come together. You know, you still got a half marathon to do. So yeah, I wish you guys all the best of luck. And sad I'm not going to be there this year. Hopefully I'll make it there one day. But yeah, it'll be a great race, and see you all hopefully at Ironman South Africa in 2016.